The other time we looked at chapter 1, but today we want to look at the summary of chapter 2, plus the themes and also the stylistic devices. On this chapter, we are looking at the time that these girls had already reached Nasila, and they were at their uncle Simiran's place. And on that day, when they woke up in the morning, they were taken to their uncle's place, that is their elders' aunt's place, Yeyo Botor, so that they can be able to take their breakfast there. And when they reached that place, the house, the girls, as they were going, as they were in the courtyard, they noticed that there were also some 4 similar houses, which meant that these girls, these houses belonged to the different wives of Simiran. That is their uncle. Later on, they are introduced when they went to take their tea. They are introduced to the kids who are told that they are cousins, but they are 16 in number. The girls are amazed of how many kids are there, but still, that is their tradition, that you can marry as many wives as you can, and you can have as many kids as one could have in the Ma tradition. Later on, the girls, after taking their breakfast, they talk to their mother. They tell their mother that they want to go around the village and see the environment, that is their village where they are, that is in Nasila. And during this time, their mother had a premonition of what will happen to the girls in case they are accosted, or in case they come into contact with strangers. Their mother tells the girls to be very careful, that they should be very careful while walking around. The girls say that they will be very careful and that they have nothing to fear. So Tayo and Rezian, they go out. The fear that their mother had was that when they might be accosted, the people, because they are the Intoyene Mengalana, meaning they had not been circumcised. So the girls decide to go around. They went. After going for a few kilometers, they continue. They have a dialogue between Rezian and Tayo. Rezian even tells Tayo that she thinks that house, according to her, the way the people were interacting, that there was some kind of rivalry between them. But Tayo tells her that it is not good to think about that, because she's very optimistic that this family is very happy and they are living together very, very well. They continue their journey, but later on, they are accosted by a vagabond. This man comes into contact with them, and he harasses them, and even tells Tayo that they are not women until the time that they go through the cut. But as for now, the society will always be regarding them as the Intoye Nemengalana. This really scares the girls, but still Rezian says that she'll never go through the cut. Her only dream is that she goes back to school, she pursues and gets her degree. That's when she'll even be able to think about getting married and even getting kids. And Tayo tells Rezian that over her dead body will she ever go through the cut. They continue chatting like that, but they are very scared of what had happened to them because the man had accosted them. Later on, they go back to the house, and they were thinking if they should tell their parents or not. But Rezian says that they should not tell their parents, because their father will really be annoyed with them, because how come they had just come the other day to the village and they are now roaming around. So they decide not to tell their parents about that incident. So they go back to the house, and they continue interacting with the other kids. Later on, we are told about Olekaelo, who is their father, that he goes to his friend and mentor, that is Ole Supeo. It's because Ole Supeo is the one who trained him to do business, and they have been very good friends. They have a very long chat with Ole Supeo. And Olekaelo tells Ole Supeo about his mission, that he's now back in the village and he wants to begin a shop that he can be selling the agricultural inputs for the people in the village. But now, Ole Supeo asks Olekaelo, where is he going to get the money from Yet he knows very well that he had been retrenched from the business in Nakuru. Ole Kailo tells Ole Supeo that he'll be supplying some of the government institutions in Nasila with the agricultural inputs. At this time, Ole Supeo continue persisting and asking where he's going to get the money to do all this kind of work. And Ole Kailo tells Ole Supeo that he's going to be funded by Oloy Sudori. This is the time we are now introduced to Oloy Sudori, another character. But Ole Supeo is very worried when he hears about Ole Sudori. The reason being, in the whole village, they know very well that it's if there is one person who is very corrupt, it is Ole Sudori. He even asks about, he even warns Ole Kailo that he should be very careful with a girl, with Ole Sudori being around his girls, because he refers to him as Arandi Higut. They continue their chat, and later on Ole Kailo goes back to where they are supposed to his brother's home. That is a brief summary of chapter 2, but now I want us to look at some of the themes which have been highlighted in chapter 2. The first theme is theme of tradition. And this is very evident on page 15 and on page 19. On page 15, we're looking at the way the houses of the wives of Simiren are arranged, in that they are arranged from the first wife to the last wife, and they are 4 in number, meaning that it's their tradition that they can marry as many wives as they can. And in this case, Simiren has married 4 wives. Again, we are looking at page 19. That is their tradition that the man who accosted Tayo and Rezian tells them that they are soon going to know the difference between decent women and the Intoye Nemengalana. It is regarded that in that society every girl should go through the cut, and that despite everything, that every girl who is not circumcised in the Ma community or in the Ma or in Nasila, they are always regarded as what the Intoye Nemengalana. We also have a theme of the theme of change that is clearly indicated of how the environments were, that in Nakuru they were used to being woken up by rowdy and the shouting of the matatu touts and all that. But in this case, when they woke up, they were woken up. They woke up in a very serene and a tranquil and an environment which was very good and very quiet. The only thing they had was the chirping of birds, etc. Then we also have a conflict. The conflict is on page 22. That is between Ole Supeo and Minik and Koitoi, whereby the Ole Supeo really didn't like Minik, because she's the one who really advocated that the girls should never be circumcised, and that there is a time that even Minik came to his home and told Ole Supeo that he should not let the girls go through the cut, but rather he should let the girls go to school. This is where we get the name, in brackets we call, in quotes we can call her the wasp. It is the wasp. She is regarded as the wasp because she advocates for the rights of women in the society and girls, that they should go to school other than being circumcised. Those are just part of the themes that I've been able to identify, but there are so many others that you can be able to identify on your own. Then we look at the stylistic devices. We have proverbs and wise sayings. That is on page 22. One of the proverbs is, 2 women in one homestead were 2 potent pots of poison. And also, we also have, home was never far for one who was still alive. Those are proverbs and wise sayings. We also have dialogue on page 17 between the girls who discuss about the homestead of their uncle and how they were seeing, their view on him having so many wives. We also have vivid description on page 15. The vivid description, it's how the homestead looked like, what they did for the whole day. It's being described in a very vivid way. Those are part and parcel of the stylistic devices. We can also have characterization. And in this case, we look at Taiyo, and you can say she's very optimistic on page 17, that despite the fact that Rezian tells her that she thinks there's some kind of rivalry between the families, Taiyo tells her Taiyo is very optimistic, or you can say she's very positive of their way of living, that despite everything, the family is living very well. That is their uncle's family. Up to that point, I think we can stop there for the meantime. We've looked at the summary of chapter 2, we've looked at the thematic concepts, and we've also looked at the stylistic devices.